March 4th, 2023, Capping at the Bay exclusive, hosted by Eric Cooley, of course. March 4th, 2023 will probably go down as a day to remember for two reasons. The day after Morgan Wallen's 36 song album. I've listened to every single one. Last Night by Morgan Wallen will probably be the number one song on that album. But number two, UFC 285, Jones versus Gane for the vacant heavyweight championship belt. This entire card is stacked. If you guys haven't noticed, 14 fights going down tonight, starting at 4:30 Eastern time. Uh, of course, I've been giving you guys main card predictions, who's going to win, what's the outcome, but this card is too stacked that I'm even going to throw out an extra fight that will be taking place in the prelims, and I'll give you guys that reason later in the episode. But before I get down to all the fights on the main card and that prelim fight, make sure you guys like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Capping at the Bay, and also follow on Spotify. So let's start out with that prelims fight. Cody Garbrandt will go on to face Trevin Jones in the bantamweight division. Jones with that 4.5 reach advantage, but Cody Garbrandt with a clear favorite, I guess. I'm guessing on this because Cody Garbrandt, I mean, I'm looking at the last five fights. They were against either top five guys, former bantamweight champions, uh, all this stuff in this last five fights. Now, I know I'm not popular. I do this for my friends and family. I do it for fun. But if somebody delivers this video over to Cody Garbrandt before his fight today, I want him to know about this. I want him to listen to this. Cody, you used to represent this entire division. You even represented this entire company in the UFC. At one point, you were undefeated and you were a former UFC bantamweight champion. Now you are 12-5. With the last six fights, you lost five of them. Four of them were by KO or TKO. This should easily go Garbrandt's way. This should easily go your way in this fight. You should knock this guy out, submit this guy, or win by unanimous or split decision. Anything to get that win. So this should easily go your way. But if you lose, I'm telling you, man, you have got to retire in the sport of MMA. And you got to go into commentary, do what Jake Paul is doing with these celebrity boxers or retired MMA fighters. You need to go do something to that if you lose somehow, some way. Split, unanimous, submission, KO, TKO. I could carry either way. But if it comes out in a loss and Trevin Jones wins this one, you cannot show your face anymore in the sport of MMA or the company of UFC. So obviously, Garbrandt, I see you winning this one by KO, TKO, or unanimous decision. Now, with that being said, let's get down to the main card, starting with Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett in the middleweight division. Bo Nickel 3-0 perfect, Pickett 13-8. And for some odd reason gets a main card. Obviously, that he's getting put in the main card because of the guy on the left, Mr. Bo Nickel, former NCAA wrestling champion, and is just completely dominating the division. As a matter of fact, he's in his 3 wins. The longest fight was little over a minute and 2 seconds, and that was by submission. Everything else, 33 seconds, 52 seconds. There's no reason why this guy should be a minus 1,600 right now. Probably more, probably minus 3,000. Pickett does have a 4-inch reach advantage, but judging by Pickett's last performance, he's not going to be able to catch up to Bo Nickel's cardio and power behind his punches. Only way for Pickett to win this one is an out of nowhere knockout, but obviously that's not going to happen. Bo Nickel will be winning this one by KO, TKO, or submission in the very first round. Next up, Matthaus Gamrot, number 7, going against number 10, Jalen Turner in the lightweight division. Turner will have a 5-inch height and 6.5 reach advantage, and he will be coming off a 5-fight win streak. But this is honestly his toughest competitor, who has been in the top 15 for quite some time and probably the most toughest division in the UFC today. Gamrot's last 2 fights were against top 10 contenders and lost to Dariush in a decision. Dariush, who's top 5, I believe, if I remember correctly, but he's gone toe to toe with some of the baddest guys in the lightweight division, where Turner is slowly climbing that ladder into success for the lightweight division. But Turner, even though he's on a pretty good winning streak, he's not going to win this one. I have Gamrot winning this one easily by a decision, either split or unanimous decision. Another hard-hitting matchup that will be taking place in the welterweight division. Number 7, Jeff Neal versus number 10, Shavkat Rakhmonov. Toughest challenge for both fighters. This is going to be a very good fight. I'm glad this is the third to last fight in the main card. But Rakhmonov's, he's 16-0 right now. All 16 wins were by finish, 8 KOs or TKOs, and 8 submissions. So he's looking for a finish. He's looking to keep that streak going. But Neal, last time he lost by a finish was by TKO 6 years ago. So I can see this going to a decision. But also, I think during weigh-ins, Jeff Neal weighed in 4 pounds over the welterweight limit. I think it was 171 is the limit, weighed in 175. This guy does not care about this fight whatsoever. I don't know if he did that intentionally, if USADA stopped him from cutting weight like what they did to Chimaev a couple months back. But either way, Rakhmonov is going to take this very personally, and he's going to win this by a submission, or if it goes to the distance, he will be winning this by unanimous decision. And now for the fight I've been looking forward to this entire year. Champion Valentina Shevchenko going against number 6, Alexa Grasso. This girl right here is bae right here. She is probably the most beautiful and the most toughest champion in the UFC today. 9-fight winning streak, 7 title defenses, with 15 out of 23 of her wins being by KO, TKO, or submission. And this will be a finish if Grasso doesn't work on her takedowns. Shevchenko in her last fight against Santos could not um, find an answer to Santos's takedowns. So Grasso needs to take note of that. Get that takedown and put some damage on the ground. But Shevchenko is just too bad of a woman. She will be successfully defending her title, her women's flyweight title. I see Shevchenko winning this one inside the distance by KO, TKO, or a submission. And last, but certainly not least, probably the most anticipated fight in recent years, probably the last 10 years of the UFC. John Bones Jones versus number one Cyril Gane for the vacant heavyweight championship belt. Probably the toughest decision to make between these two. I mean, Jones is one of the baddest UFC fighters ever, but has also never fought in the heavyweight division. And Gane has been in the heavyweight division where he has gone toe to toe with some of the baddest heavyweights in the division. People like Rosenstrike, Volkov, Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa beat every single one of them. His only loss is to a guy who's no longer in the UFC, Francis Ngannou. So Jones, yeah, he's never been in, and his hiatus for about over 3 years now. His last fight was in February 2020 against Dominic Reyes in the light heavyweight division. So he hasn't gone toe to toe with those bigger guys. So I am calling this an underdog pick, an upset pick. Gane will be winning this one by split or unanimous decision to win the vacant heavyweight championship belt. So those are my picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, and follow me on Instagram. Thank you and take care.